This week, as many of you might be aware, we celebrate Vocations Awareness Week. And this week is a week that the church, in a very intentional way, invites us, the faithful, everybody who is baptized, to pray for vocations. Vocations to priesthood, vocations to religious life, vocations to permanent diaconate. And this is an answer to the command that Jesus gave his disciples, whom we are, when he said, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So he commanded us to pray for the laborers to work in the vineyard. I would like to point out from the beginning that nobody is born a priest. You don't get born that already a priest or a religious or a deacon. But on the same token, vocation, every vocation we have in the church is nurtured at home. So I credit my parents who made sure that I was baptized when I was born. I was baptized when I was very young, 1 month old. And they made sure that I received all the other sacraments of initiation. First reconciliation, first communion, and confirmation. And they made sure that me and my siblings, we went to church every Sunday, whether we liked it or not. So that was the ground that was nourishing the seed of vocation in me, and I credit my parents and the local church for that. I grew up and went to local public school for my primary education. I went to diocesan high school, which was a minor seminary. And after high school, I went to college and I worked for 3 years before I joined the seminary. The reason I joined the seminary after college was, in college is when I really felt in a very strong way that God was calling me to be a priest. And this came about by a priest who was a campus minister, who I saw that he enjoyed his ministry as a priest. He was a happy priest. He enjoyed what he did, even though he was a priest. The connotation that which I had, and many people, young people had, especially in college, that you cannot enjoy life without a spouse, without a family, your own wife and kids, was destroyed at that moment. When I saw a priest enjoying his ministry. And very happy, because even myself, I thought that you cannot be happy if you don't have a spouse, if you don't have your own family. So when I saw this priest, a happy priest, doing and touching people's lives, and reaching out to those who are in need, I was a Vincentian priest. That affirmed what was deep within me, and I felt that I can do it. So I worked for 3 years. Then I went to seminary, and it was not easy to transition from working and earning money to going to school again. But from the first year, I felt my vocation being affirmed in various ways. That's how briefly I can talk about my journey to priesthood. I was ordained in 2007 for the Moyo Diocese at St. Ambrose, and that was the most, I can say, one of the most memorable days in my life when I was ordained to priesthood. For me, I can say walking on journeying with people in their faith journey is the most powerful thing, the most joyful thing that I can say I enjoy in the priesthood. No, I'm not discounting celebrating the sacraments. What a wonderful thing to be able to celebrate the sacrament of the Eucharist, the Mass, which really fulfills me and knows that Jesus is present and to us during when we receive the Eucharist. The sacrament of reconciliation, the sacrament of baptism. When I celebrate these sacraments with people, they are joyful, but there is nothing more joyful than when I journey with people in the journey of faith. People who are struggling, people who have questions. If I can be able to be of help and share the good news, that fulfills me. Sometimes I don't think I'm effective in any way, but if later on I hear someone had or that they said something that touched someone and help them be open to the message of good news, of the gospel, that is what really makes me wake up and feel that God is calling me to be a priest, to continue being a priest. But also it is sometimes some of the moments when people are suffering. People are asking questions because of pain and loss in their lives. If I'm there to offer any consolation, that makes my day. I would encourage anybody who feels even a little inclination to explore the vocation to priesthood, the vocation to religious life, male or female. We have religious who are women, nuns. We have brothers, people who don't want to be priests, but they want to dedicate their life to service of the good news. If you are married and you are young enough not to want to be a permanent deacon, we need you. And this is something that you can be able to do with the grace of God. And I want to conclude by saying that every day might not be a wonderful day. There are disappointments like in any other vocation that we have in life. But with the grace of God, we can be joyful in what God has called us to be. And I'm happy to be a priest. I cannot trade anything for the vocation to priesthood. And I think as I grow older in priesthood, I feel that affirmation even more. So everybody, pray for me, pray for young people who might be feeling that call, that they might get the assurance that they need and open their hearts to the call to serve one another, to work in the vineyard.